All right, I have another basement update video coming. Let's head downstairs. But as we go down, let's look to see that the walls have been pretty much painted. We've got a little bit up there at the edge and needs to be touched up. But as we're coming down here, now right here at the corner, we've got an edge between the underside and this wall here. And I'm gonna talk to my construction guy. I'm thinking about putting in something there to make that look nicer, because that's just like the edge of a piece of wood or something right there. That's just not, it doesn't look as good. So I think maybe we'll put like a corner or L-shaped piece along that whole length to kind of hide that edge. I think that'll look better. Then coming down here, we have the floor. Now we've also got a bit of an echo too, because there's not much down here anymore. So now at the bottom edge here, we didn't do any painting, because what we're going to do is we're going to extend the molding from that point on the stairs at the same level across there to kind of hide that. We'll do some sort of a transition in the corner to smaller molding along the bottom through here. We'll probably do something over here similar to that. I don't know exactly. And then on this side of the door, there's a fairly large amount. So we'll probably do the higher molding on that side there, that little bit there, and then maybe over here. And then we'll transition at this corner to a lower molding. So then going into this section over here, you can still see there's some stuff down here, but that's all right. We've got a whole bunch of things going on down here. The floor is pretty much done. There's some touch-up work, and it looks a little odd in places because of all the divots, especially in this area where there had been a floor in a room. They had put a room in here. As if you look in some of the really old videos on this, the first couple, you'll see that floor still there. And when we pulled that out, some of the concrete on the floor kind of came up. So you've got these little divots here that we've painted into, but they're still not 100%. I know we've got some of these cracks on the floor that I know the painter said several times he tried basically painting heavily in that area, and it would seep into some of the paint, and he'd paint some more. So I'm assuming some of them have gone away, but some of them are still around. We have this little connector or something for some sort of a pipe, and then we've got the old sump area, and so that's still there. And as you can see, we've painted around most of that. But going through here, and you'll see like that window area looks really nice. Before, I don't even think that it had this surface here, I don't think was finished. So we finished that surface. That's really nice now. But you can see the ceiling is really black. It's harder to see with some of the light near it with the camera, I'm noticing, but it's not bad. Then down here, you know, we've just got this vast expanse of space. I'll have molding probably along the whole edges of these, all the way around. I'm probably going to end up putting molding underneath the staircase. I don't know if I'm going to do around the front and the side of the staircase where it touches the floor. I don't know how that would look necessarily, but in the least we'll continue it over there on the other side of the staircase. We'll also need to get the electrical panels, the plates up at some point. That's not going to be a big problem. But right here you can see we've got some stuff on the floor. This is just bits of paint or whatever that's loose. So we just need to do a sweep down here, perhaps a vacuum, something along those lines. The poles you'll see have all been done. Nice white to match the walls. We also did the central chimney. You'll see that all these sides are nicely painted up all around this. We even had the access panel there for the upstairs fireplace. It was basically a ash receptacle. Since it's not a wood-burning fireplace up there anymore, it should be either empty, or if there's ash in it, it's not going to get added to. So I haven't opened that yet, to be honest. Over here, we actually have the painting that's been done in the bathroom. So we have fully painted the bathroom. So we're looking really nice in here. The whole inside. We'll probably put molding along the base in here as well to make it look nice. All the way down through there. At some point, I'm probably going to paint the doors. Because they're, although Yeah, I think the door has not been painted, but so that'll be, maybe it has. It's hard to tell. At one point I was pretty sure it had not been painted, but maybe it has by now. I don't know. These may have been painted. I know the inside was wood. Let me get a light on. So yeah, there's kind of like paint coming through, but I don't know if that's the way it was or what exactly. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But we'll deal with that as we get to it. We got the washing machine all ready to go down here with the drying basin. I'm going to need to clean the drying basin. It's got a lot of dirt and crap in it. I'm thinking about putting a piece of wood over it when it's not in use so it doesn't collect dust or anything in it, just to keep it a little neater. But yeah, I mean, I'm really liking how everything looks. I think it's turned out just wonderful. And we're getting close. Matter of fact, you know, at this point, I'm expecting my construction guy to come and take measurements to buy the molding. Then that needs to get installed. My electrician will come back to put the panels on the outlets and the light switches, and then also hang the additional lights. And if you recall, we have a whole bunch of lights that are down here. This is not one of them here. This is one of the older lights. But all the lights that I do have are currently stacked up right here, ready to go. So he will come and he'll put all those lights up at some point. That'll be a fun project. And then we'll have so much light down here, it's going to make your head spin. I think it's nice and light down here as it is. A little dim in a couple areas, but I think generally speaking it's in good shape. And once we get that extra light down here, it's just going to pop. So then at that point, I will also be taking some measurements down here. I'll probably just copy off a lot of the measurements my construction guy takes for the molding. And we'll figure out what we're going to do for drawer storage. The plan is we're probably going to build some sort of a framework. I'm thinking not to attach it to the walls. The walls are nice, and so we'll keep them nice, even if we end up covering them. And then we'll just run boards up into the rafters, you know, like 2x4s to hold them along walls and or in floating units. But I got to decide where that's going to be. I need an area for a desk, which I'm probably thinking is still going to be over here, the whole length over here to kind of cover up that bump for that access for a pipe. And then the sump pump, we'll create a little box to go over the sump pump probably, even if it's up a little bit on like rubber feet so that liquid could still get in there, just to kind of cover it up. It's a little unsightly. And then I want some table space for sorting loose Lego. And I'm going to probably want shelves for displaying Lego. So I'm not really sure 100% where I'm going to do everything yet. So at this point, I'm open for suggestions. You know, if you think that over along this wall here, between the door, and then we get the staircase down there, should I put shelves there? Or should I put drawer units there? Should I have floating sections in the middle of drawer units, like maybe off that pole coming this way, and then doing another one in the middle and another one off this pole so that I can kind of zigzag through those in a kind of S pattern. Now over here on this wall, I will mention this, that we're going to have an egress window put in. Because that can't happen until spring, because of all the stuff that needs to happen on the outside, we had to kind of wait. So we will have to dig this up and tear into it a little bit. It's going to be right in between that vent and that outlet. So it's about in this area, and I think it's probably going to be about that wide, and it's going to come down to about here. It has to come down a fair bit. But so we have to be careful about putting any drawer units there. Shelves could go on either side, and certainly drawer units could also, but I have to be aware that that limitation is in place. I also have all the space, you know, between these two doors, but also on all sides of this chimney, so I can put some stuff there. So it's going to be a big toss-up trying to decide what to do. Now in this area over here, it's much smaller of an area. It's the entry area from the staircase, which is over here. And what I've really been thinking about doing is putting in some shelves for displays. I think it'll be really sharp to have floor-to-ceiling or close to floor-to-ceiling shelves for displays in this area. So when you come down the stairs, that's one of the first things you see. And I'm thinking maybe even over on this one side of this perhaps might also be nice. I do have to be careful not to, you know, if I have a shelf that comes out to here, and then another shelf that comes out to here. I'm limiting my access walking area over there. It's probably only about 4 feet between those 2 points, so I got to be careful there. And then I have the same issue over here. Now I'm not going to have any displays here because it's just a small section of wall. But if I put something here, it's going to come out to here, and then I'm limiting my space here. So I do have to be careful about that. But I really think along this wall, as you come down the stairs and it's straight ahead, that's where I'm thinking I'm going to have some shelves. Now, even this wall over here, I don't see putting shelves on, but maybe. Again, you'd have a lot of, it wouldn't be able to come too close to the stairs. So maybe I'll just put posters up there, or perhaps small shelves for like minifigure displays or something like that. Anyway, that's what we got going on right now. I'm really excited. I'm thinking we could be buttoning things up inside of a week down here. And then at that point, I just need to get my button gear to figure out where everything is going to go, source the shelves, which I'm thinking IKEA, which is going to be a drive. There's no IKEA. The closest IKEA to me is in Toronto, and I can't cross the border right now. So I think we'll be traveling into Pennsylvania or Ohio to go to an IKEA. So yeah, that's what we're going at right now. And again, if you've got any suggestions, message me, contact me. Email is listed in the description. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy.